Pete, you've got 7 newcomers on this year's team, 7 people back. What a week into practice, what do you like about this team?
They're mixing already. They're working together. The upperclassmen have really integrated the new freshmen. They're competitive. A lot of competition to practice against one another, which has made the veterans or the returners self-aware of themselves, pushing themselves a little bit more. They're not so comfortable, but they're not intimidated either. So it's been positive all around with the combination of the new people and the returners.
You had a good recruiting year this year. What were you looking for when you went out to recruit last year?
Players who can play multiple positions. We have AJ Mahalik from Holy Cross, who was a setter, left side hitter. Ashley Adams had played all front row positions. Kay Mullen was a left side player in high school. She's playing middle for us. Danny Robillard has played right side and left side. Nina Zametti, libero, DS, and
you have Colleen King.
And Colleen King came back, who, she came out 3 years ago, and had a bad shoulder. And she's a swimmer, captain of the swim team. So she wanted to do that, came back this year, and is helping us in practice in the middles and on the right side. Her shoulder's better, and it is a shame that she couldn't swim for 3 years. Although couldn't play volleyball for 3 years. Although she set many records, so I'm sure Coach Maureen is happy. But she also leads by example, being older also. So she does add a lot to our program.
Pete, last year you guys relied a lot on Katie Wilson, who was a first-team all-conference player, probably one of the top 7 or 8 players all-time at Eastern. Without having her this year, how will that change the dynamic of this team?
We have to. I think this year we'll spread the ball around a little bit more. I'm a believer. If the person's putting the ball away, they get the ball. If you're successful to stop our best player or our best play, we're going to go to it. I think this year we can go to the left side, the middle, and we have some right side players. And we have the setters who are now juniors who've been setting for a couple of years, who will be able to distribute to all 3 hitting areas, along with taking some passes and be able to distribute them if they're not good or bad. So due to our setters and the hitting makeup we have, we should be multi-dimensional.
So that can make your team so much more versatile, right? Because basically last year the opponents knew the ball was going to Katie.
Right.
But now they don't know, right?
Hopefully, if we do everything correctly.
Yeah.
And our goal is to try to get single blocking for all our hitters instead of being double blocked. So we get to hold the middle blocker, we have to establish some middles, or we have to get the outside established so they're cheating over to the left side, and maybe our middles have a better chance, or our right sides have single blocking. So that's why we really want to mix it up, to try to get single blocking for all our hitters.
We were talking before we went on the camera, but you were describing the makeup or the tone, the atmosphere of your practices. What are they like this year? A lot of competition.
Very competitive, top to bottom. It is not so spread out as it's been in the years past. So if you are 2 left side hitters, the person who's 3rd right now is nipping at your heels. So if you take a day off, that person can slide into your spot very easily. So when we're scrimmaging against one another, or doing 4-on-4 or 3-on-3, very competitive. The ball doesn't drop. People want to win. So at competition, we just have competition in all our spots.
You named Erin Miller your captain this year. She's a senior, and you were saying that you haven't had you haven't named a captain in about 15 years, right? What made you name Erin a captain?
The last time I named a captain, I had 1 senior, 1 junior, and the rest were sophomore and freshmen. And this class reminded me of that. One, Erin's only 4-year player we have. Very good, works hard all the time. Great role model on the court. Great role model in the academic arena. It's won numerous awards for academics. With 6 freshmen coming in, I'm hoping that they emulate her just a little bit. Keep their own individual personalities, but see what you can do at college, how hard you can work, and how successful you can be in the classroom. Erin's deserved it. She's worked hard for everything she's gotten, and even her, go back to the competition practice, we have a sophomore nipping at her heels for her position. So it's just because she's captain, it's not a comfortable feeling. She could get beat up.
Pete, you talked about some of the things that your team does well, and that you had a recent scrimmage against MIT. Based on that scrimmage, what are some of the things that you think you got to really address heading into the season?
At MIT, we did pretty well when it became the ugly volleyball. When things broke down, we were able to control the ball, maybe send the ball deep, reorganize, set up our defense, and we've been working a lot on that. We have to work on, I think, what every college volleyball program in America does, serve receive. Women's game, 65% of it's serve receive and serving. Our serving was pretty good. Serve receive, we have to pick it up, and I think we have enough people to vie for those spots on the serve receive area.
Last question, Pete. Your first 2 years here, your team always, second half of the season, always found their groove. Last year you won 11 out of 12. You won your last 4 conference games. Do you see that, because it's a young team, do you see it taking half the year to get into a pattern or get into a groove?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. And also, our last few matches are against very strong teams: Cotton College, UMass Boston, University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. So I don't know if we get that same roll in, but I think if we make the Little East Conference tournament, those matches at the end of the year will prepare us for that tournament. I told these people when I recruited them, by the time you're done playing in your 4 years, you will play against some of the best teams in New England, and we will. So do we do like we did the last 2 years? I really can't tell you at this moment.
Well, the Warriors do open up this weekend. They're going to be at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. They're going to be playing Coast Guard Stevens Tech and Colby Sawyer College, which will be an early test for the Warriors. Pete, best of luck this season.
Thanks, Bob.